I invite Dr. Subudhi to deliver his note on operation theatre layout, design, and concepts.
Am I visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So good afternoon, everybody. Really, I'm really fortunate to be included in this course. Not only I have to speak, and I will be also learning a lot of things from this course. Thank you, Dr. Sabyasachi, organizing this program in the All India Ortho Society conference. So my topic is ideal OT design and layout. As you know, the operation theatre is the heart of any major surgical hospital. And the goal is to keep best possible result to the patients and with, of course, zero infection. But post-operative infection is the most dreaded complication in the ophthalmic surgery, and its prevention is the responsibility of the operating surgeon. An ideal operation theatre complex should be desirable is a modular OT with a laminate airflow is the ideal one, and we will discuss whether it's mandatory or not mandatory in the later part of these discussions. So designing of operation theatre complex is a major exercise and is mainly intended for the benefit of the patients. Need for safety, convenience, and economy will guide the planning of the modern operation theatre complex, whatever the size and number. We have to follow these principles, must be taken into consideration while planning for the IoT. Whether the existing OT is there or you are building a new OT. It is a civil, mechanical, electrical, electronic, biomedical, combo effort driven and coordinated. And always we have to follow the NABS guidelines. Some of the slides and some of the ideas are from Dr. Nirmal and also Dr. R.D. Ravindran. I thank them for guiding me in this topic. So what are the 5 guidelines? The basic guidelines, first the location of the operation theatre, then zone-wise distribution of the area, adequate and appropriate space allotted as per the utility of the area, and provision for emergency exits, and provision for the ventilation and temperature control. So there are the 5 principles based on the for the building an operation theatre. Location, ideally the operation theatre should be separate from the main hospital, either the same building or some other building, and it should be in the same building, it should be on the top of your OPD or IPD. OT size. OT size as per guidelines, NABS guidelines, its standard OT size should be 20 feet into 20 feet to 10 feet, the height below the false ceiling of the roof. Occupancy at any point of time, maximum 5 to 8 persons are allowed inside the OT. Equipment load. Standard equipment load of 5 to 7 kilowatt considered per OT. It should not be overcrowded. Different zones of the OT complex. There are 4 zones can be described in OT complex based on the varying degrees of cleanliness, in which the bacteriological count progressively diminishes from the outer to the inner zones and maintained by a differential decreasing positive pressure ventilation gradient from the inner zone to the outer zone. So these, based on these 3 points, there are 4 zones: the protected zone, clean zone, aseptic zone, and disposable zone. So this is the my hospital. So I will say this is the protected zone where the patients can move, and this is the clean zone, it's a restricted zone, and this is our aseptic zone, and this is the disposable zone completely out of the OT complex. The OT has been divided into these zones so that there is no chance of any compromise with the sterility of the surgery, to give to the patient an infection-free recovery, to give the consumer the highest quality of treatment and surgery, for customer satisfaction for the money being spent, and to give to the patient the highest standardized quality of the healthcare. And each OT room should be 2 doors. It has 2 doors. One the front door for the personal entry, where the surgeon's assistant and dirty instruments and linen, and rear door always for the sterile supply. You can see this is the sterile supply, and this is the patient entrance. And on pass box is desirable so that all the sterile items can go through this pass box into the operation theatre. Scrub area, usually it is ideally it should be outside the nearby the operation theater. If there are two operation theater, there can be two separate scrub units, or if there is a one can have a single scrub unit also. Flooring and walls. The flooring, walls, and ceilings should be non-porous, smooth, seamless, without corners, and should be easily cleanable repeatedly. So you can see these are there is a no borders, almost completely close with each other. Ventilation system. Central air condition in the operation room is ideal and it is positively pressurized. Through this, the positive pressure air is pumped into the operation theater, just falls on the operation table. And HEPA filter having a minimum 0.3 microns of size of the particles to minimize the airborne contamination. So this is outside the hospital complex. Air changes per hour. Ventilation by minimum total air change should be 25, and fresh air components air change to be minimum 4 air changes. And the air velocity, the vertical downflow of the air coming out of the diffuser should be able to carry bacteria carrying particle load away from the operating table, and the airflow needs to be unidirectional and downwards under the OT table. Minimum size of the air supply should be 6 feet to 4 feet over the operation table and the surgical team, and return air should be taken out through the exhaust grill. These are the two exhaust grills here, and the two at the opposite side are 4 grills which take out the return air. Temperature and humidity, the temperature should be maintained at 21 plus or minus 3 degrees centigrade. Relative humidity between 40 to 50 to 60%, average to 55%, and appropriate devices to monitor and display these conditions at the OT. Always there is a device to check them. And sterilizer, yes, autoclave with a small unit, single autoclave is sufficient, and ETO is necessary, and the statin for the in between surgical sterilization. Window and split air conditions should be avoided. They should not be used in any type of the OT because they usually recirculate the units and have convenient pockets for the microbial growth. So they should be avoided. Water purification system. Water is an important reservoir of microorganisms like Pseudomonas and other gram-negative organisms, and they should have a dedicated water tank over the. These are the water tanker and with a filter at the top of the operation theater. Biomedical wastes. A dedicated area must for collection and storage, and a covered area should be covered, and it should be easily accessible. So this is the basic OT design I have explained to you, and probably some modification may be done according to their year. But however, these are the guidelines one should follow while building a new OT or remodeling your old OT. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I request you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, I finished early.
Thank you very much for this nice presentation. But what I want to emphasize and you have described is there has to be clear-cut zoning inside the OT. Clean zone, then septic, sterile zone. All these zoning 4 zones has to be somehow maintained and stick to. And the second thing is at no point of time sterile and unsterile items should cross each other. There should not be any chance of mixing up both the things. So these are all very important actually to maintain the sterilization or the sterility inside the OT. Dr. Nirmal, your comment, please.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Professor Subudhi, for highlighting the important aspect. It was a wonderful, short, crisp talk. It's very difficult to cover these design and layout concept in 10 minutes, but you've done a wonderful job. Apart from the infrastructure, what Dr. Subudhi has highlighted, what is more important is how the processes follow the infrastructure. That is more important, and this is where the set systems, standard operating procedures, the training of the staff, and taking care of the infrastructure for other, particularly emergency requirement, all these things comes into the picture. What is more important in theater to avoid infection is, apart from the basic infrastructure, equipment and people, is how the people handle the instrument and sterilization. And this is very important, and the next talk is focused on this, operation theater and instruments, tips for having this good process to avoid infection. The 100% infection, zero infection is aim for all of us. But in theory and practice, it is difficult, but we should always aim for zero infection. And Dr. Patnaik is going to give us some tips on how you can reach this zero infection.